Welcome to 123 Games Jumpstart tutorial on how to play Dominion. Dominion is a deck building game where the end goal is to have the most victory point cards in your deck by the end of the game with the highest point values. We start the game really by randomly choosing 10 cards, which is what Skylar and Dave are doing right here. Once we've chosen these cards, we put them in order of their cost, which is down in the bottom left corner of the card, from lowest to highest. We then also put out the copper, silver, gold, estate, duchy, and province piles. Curse cards don't really come into this unless you're using the witch, so ignore those. And we give each player a deck of cards, which is 7 coppers and 3 estates. Then everyone shuffles their decks. Each player draws 5 cards. Then, each turn, a player can buy 1 card and play 1 card. Dave has 2 estates and 3 coppers, so he can buy a card that costs 3 or less. He doesn't have any cards to play yet because you can only play kingdom cards. He's going to buy a woodcutter. It allows you to buy 2 cards in a turn, not just 1, and it gives you essentially a silver to spend. It costs 3. Dave then discards all his cards, including the 1 kingdom card he just bought, and draws 5 new cards. Skylar then takes his turn. He draws 5 cards. And it looks like he has 4 coppers and 1 estate, which means he can buy any card that costs 4 or less. Remember, the cost of each card is down in the bottom left-hand corner. He is going to get a feast. The feast allows you to trash a card, which isn't discard. It means completely get rid of a card and gain a card that costs up to 5. So Skylar's going to choose that. And then he will also discard all his cards, including that kingdom card, and draw 5 more. Now on to Dave's turn. In his 5, he has 1 estate and 4 coppers, which means he can buy a card that costs 4 or less. He's going to buy a remodel. The remodel will allow Dave to trash a card from his hand and gain a card that costs 2 more than the trash card. Remember, trashing a card removes it from the game. He then takes all those cards and again discards them, including the kingdom card. Skylar then takes his turn and buys a woodcutter, which is the card David bought in his first turn. David goes to draw 5 more cards, but he has none, so he has to shuffle his discard pile and it becomes his deck. Now he can draw 5 cards, and now he has kingdom cards in his hand, so he has a card to play. Because remember, you can buy 1 card and play 1 card. He is going to play the remodel, which allows him to trash his estate and get a card that costs 2 more. That wasn't part of his buy, so he can still buy a card. He'll then use this 3 copper to buy a chancellor. Now he takes all of his cards except that estate, watch it Dave, which he trashes, gets rid of forever, takes the rest of those cards, and he throws them in his discard pile. Skylar takes his turn now. He had to shuffle up his discard pile because he also had no cards to draw. Skylar's hand consists of 2 estates, 2 coppers, and a woodcutter. He plays his woodcutter for his 1 card he gets to play a turn, which allows him to spend up to 4 this turn and buy 2 cards. So he buys a silver and a copper. Now he discards all those cards and draws 5 new cards. This is, in a nutshell, Dominion. The game ends when all the province cards are gone, or you've exhausted 3 piles of kingdom cards. Then whoever has the highest total of points from green cards in their deck wins the game. Now we'll ramble a bit.
So, yeah. Obviously we all really like this game. You can tell because...
Well, we've spent about $60 to sleeve the cards because
Obviously.
we've played it a lot.
Yes.
This is also only the base game. So if you like this, if you get this and you like this and you like the way it feels, there's a lot of expansions. There's 6 expansions out right now. By the time you're watching this, there's probably 8. And each of those adds a whole other dynamic and another rule set to the game. If you have more people than 4 in your gaming group, because this is only 2 to 4, we'd suggest going to Intrigue first. That'd expand your game by 2 more people, so you can play 2 to 6. If you don't have a big gaming group, it's maybe 3 or 4 only. Go straight into Seaside because that adds a new mechanic to the game. and makes it a lot more in depth.
Or even Prosperity, which is also a very popular expansion to the game. Most of them are excellent, as I hear.
Yeah.
If you have any complaints,
Blame us.
Blame us for
Ghost Dad.
Ghost Dad.
Next time on Jumpstart, we're going to go over this game. It's called Planet Steam. Let's learn about it. This is all in German. German? Ah!